Hi you guys, my name is Brad, this is Firefighter's Financial Toolbox. Today we're going to talk about 5 huge mistakes people make with a Roth IRA. First of all, you guys know how I feel about Roth IRAs. I feel like everybody should have one because the beauty of the Roth IRA is even though you pay a little bit of tax before it goes in, it grows tax-free forever. So the longer it grows, the more it can grow. Whatever you make on that money is tax-free. It's the best option everyone has for tax-free growth. All right, so let's talk about the 5 big mistakes. Number one's easy. You don't start it early enough. Now, I'm guilty of this one myself, you guys. When I was in my 20s, the last thing I was worried about was saving money for retirement. I get it. You want to live, you want to go out with your friends, you want to have fun. But you guys, the longer that money grows, it grows exponentially in how much it ends up to be. Not getting started early is the biggest mistake you can make. All right, number 2, you don't invest regularly. So what do you mean by that? Number 2 is you open the account, then you don't think about it. You guys, investing regularly is going to make that account grow. So this year you put in, let's say, $3,000 because that's all you have. Next year you decide you're going to go a little bit more and you decide you're going to put in $100 a month or $400 a month. Whatever it is, you guys, invest regularly and that account is going to grow. Now it doesn't matter if you decide to invest weekly or monthly or once a year. Whatever you do, as long as you do it consistently, that account balance is going to grow. Number 3, people don't realize that if you're married, you can have an account for yourself and for your spouse, even if your spouse doesn't work. So let's say, for example, that I'm the breadwinner and my wife stays home with the children. So I could contribute $6,000 for me and $6,000 for her as well based on my income. Now, it's $6,000. If you're 50 or over, it's $7,000. You get a $1,000 catch up. But you could contribute double the amount for both of you because you know that you have one account for you, one account for your spouse. Number 4, okay, so you've done the diligence, you got the account going, you're regularly investing, you've got an account for you and your wife, and then you pick low yielding investments. You put it in a money market fund, you put it in a bond fund. You guys, the beauty of a Roth is growth. It grows forever. So why not put investments that are going to have a lot of growth potential? Stocks. This is where you want your aggressive stocks, you guys, because you're not going to be touching it for 20, 25, 30 years. You want that money to grow as much as it can. For example, let's say that you put in $50,000 over your investing career into your Roth, and it's grown to $150,000. You have $100,000 of profit tax-free. You can't beat that anywhere. All right. Now, number 5 is one that really bothers me. Number 5 is people borrowing money from their Roth. Now, you guys know that contributions can be withdrawn at any time. So let me explain that. So let's say I put $5,000 in my Roth this year, and fast forward to the middle of next year, and now it's grown to $7,500. But I have an emergency and I need that $5,000. I can take that $5,000 out, penalty and tax free, but you guys, don't do it. Your Roth, the beauty of the Roth, as we talked about, is the long-term growth. If you're taking out large chunks of the money that you have in there, it's not going to grow. Now, if it's the only option you have, I understand, but you guys, get an emergency fund. Have an emergency fund on hand so that you won't have to get into your Roth. Do not borrow from your Roth. All right, so once again, let's talk about the top 5. Number 1, you don't get started early enough. Number 2, you don't invest regularly. Number 3, you don't take advantage of the fact that you can have one for you and for your spouse. Number 4, you pick low yielding investments. And number 5, you borrow from your Roth. You guys, don't do any of these things. Get that thing started early. Invest in it regularly. Get one for you and your spouse so you're getting the maximum tax-free benefit that you can. Put it in stocks, aggressive stocks. Maybe, I'm not going to tell you what stocks to pick, but pick ones that you know are going to grow and get you the most benefit. And you guys, if at all possible, if you take away nothing from this, please don't borrow. Do not take your contributions out. Leave them for the long-term growth that is the benefit of the Roth. All right, I hope you got something out of this. If you did, drop me a like. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, ring the bell, and we'll see you again. Thanks. Bye.